screenshot things, and it'll like the AI will like categorize it for me, categorize all my screenshots, and like if I need to refer back to it, I can, and I can tell it like, hey, find this online, and it'll find it. It'll find like the lowest price and stuff.
Yep. Next up is gonna be video. It's gonna be able to do it with video. You'll be able to pause the video.
It gets
you'd be like, I love those shoes. Where can I find those shoes?
Well, no, it gets even better. I can have a full-on conversation with the AI.
Oh yeah.
But I can also change its voice, which I haven't done yet, but I'm going to.
I used AI recently. Are you guys familiar with like color analysis to like figure out like what colors like would look best on you?
No, but that sounds logical.
I used it. So to figure out like what season, like back in the day, people used to like go get their colors done to figure out like what like clothing colors and like makeup colors and hair color and stuff is most flattering based on like their complexion, their features, their hair color, etc.
Got it.
So, because I've been kind of like going through like a purge in my wardrobe, and I'm like trying to find stuff that like looks good and like feels comfortable. So I like did my color matching, and a lot of the colors that I like wearing were not colors that like go for my skin like at all. Like I like bright colors.
Yeah.
And for me, they said that like I'm a soft summer. So
that sounds offensive.
I know there's nothing wrong with softness, but I never in my life thought I'd be a summer. What happened?
All right, so if you see in our group chat on Discord,
you can really see the thumbprints.
Yeah, no, so that's what I took with the last voice I was watching SmackDown. So then I went into the photo editing app, and you know what you do is like you pretty much highlight the entire like things you want to change in the photo. So I highlighted pretty much the entire background outside of the glass, and I said, hey, reimagine.
This is portrait mode.
It's not. And I said, hey, reimagine this on a beach during sunset. And I got this.
Oh, yo.
That's crazy.
That's kind of a beach. I mean, like, I'm looking at the ocean, like the sunset looks dope, like the sand looks dope.
Yeah.
The rocks look dope. It's like, is that a waterfall? Like what kind of water? I see like the ocean in the background.
Listen, it's still work in progress, really cool. But I fucking love it.
Yeah, it looks really cool. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is crazy. The other crazy thing I found out, so like it can take notes about my conversation. So like I had to perform a baptism over the weekend, and I was calling my friend to be like, hey, what are like the details I need to know for the baptism that I'm going to do? And so the phone pretty much on my command, and also informs the other person that it's like the AI's recording it. The phone recorded my conversation, like internal whatever. And once the call was done, it just gives me a summary of everything I talked about with bullet points and everything.
Damn, that's efficient.
Yeah, that is super useful. Honestly, dude, Zoom call. There's like little AI note taking bots you can put into a Zoom call. Does the exact same thing.
Oh, it's so easy.
And then it just emails it to you, and I'm just like, wow, this is actually really useful if I ever want to go back and read it.
Exactly. So yeah, no, I'm in love with this phone. I finally got my my case and everything came in today.
Ooh.
Yeah, shit is great.
Yeah, dude, science rules.
Science does rule, yeah. My tempered glass has a privacy filter on it now, so it's awesome.
Oh, those are cool too.
Yeah. Hey, Smiley. Well, we're gonna have a fun time.
The tempered glass is the one like no one else can see what you're doing.
Well, the tempered glass is just like the glass that kind of like it's the raised glass. Yeah, it's the raised glass on top of your screen. So instead of breaking the screen of the phone, you break that glass.
Breaks the glass. Breaks that glass.
Yeah, no, this one has a privacy filter. So like if you're not looking directly at the phone, you can't see it. So no one can.
That's what it is. Yeah, no one can like.
No one can like snoop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's super useful. But honestly, dude, like the OtterBox phone case is the greatest case I've ever had. Cause I drop this shit all the time and it never breaks. Like no screen protector. It's a straight up screen, but the OtterBox, it's like a plastic case that clips in the rubber case that goes around.
There's it's a 3-layered case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otterbox have been great for a very, very long time. Hi, Smiley. We got things to talk about.
And the little thing at the bottom that covers the charger hole.
Yes, that's always been there for Otterbox things. Those are great.
Yeah.
So we don't collect
Mhm.
dust or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing. No dust gets
Dust
into your
can fuck
charger
up your phone.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I can't tell you how
I
many
work-
times I've broken a phone because the little charger port
had dust in it.
inside breaks or it gets bent, like Kay's mic cord.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Except on the inside of the phone.
No, I worked at T-Mobile for a long time, and so many people broke their phone before their warranty was even up because they got like dust or whatever in the charging port.
Yeah, same with computers. Actually, look at my computer right now. It's a little dusty on the inside. I should probably clean that. Yeah, dust and technology don't go together.
No.
Not at all.
It's gonna be a sleepy show.
It's gonna be an interesting show. Oh, that's right. Charles is here because Charles is on vacation. Damn, we've got a lot of people here.
Yay.
We got Fretz,
Arrowstream,
and Smiley. What up,
'Cause we-
Smiley?
Hi everyone.
met Arrowstream at you guys met Arrowstream at Fanatics Fest.
Yep,
Uh-huh.
Yes.
that's cool.
Charles is going to the Bahamas soon. I'm putting Charles's information out there, but
Hell
Ooh,
yeah,
I
Chuck.
love that.
yeah, it's for his birthday, I believe. We do have to, if WrestleMania goes to Atlanta, well, we got to go visit Charles.
Absolutely.
He's got an outdoor patio with two TVs.
Where do you think we were gonna stay? I thought that's where we were gonna stay.
That's true. That's very true. He's like 20 minutes from the stadium too.
God damn.
Yeah.
What a country.
Something like that. Okay, did you say something? I lost you for a second.
No, my friend sent me something on Instagram.
Oh.
I needed to see.
Gotcha. All right. You know, it's gonna be a fun show. We've got some good stuff to talk about. Some interesting AEW stuff to talk about. I will tell you that.
All Out, AE Dubs.
Yo.
Bash in Berlin, and honestly, Bash in Berlin and NXT No Mercy combined is probably the entire card of AEW, like match wise.
I don't doubt it.
Mhm.
Bronson Reed just ended Braun Strowman's career, which was great.
That was amazing.
It's awesome.
It was really bad because I was watching. I was like, "This is just like Backstage Brawl in 2K24."
Right? For real. Yeah, like I had an edible thought last week. I was like, one of these days, Braun Breaker and Braun Strowman are gonna form a tag teams and call themselves like the Braun Dogs or something.
Well, yeah, Braun Strowman, Strowman,
Yeah.
and Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed.
Yeah, you got the three Brawns.
The Braun Squad. Bronze Squad.
Braun Squad. Brawnies.
Instead of barking, it's gonna go Braun, 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 Braun.
That could work.
You could resurrect the B team, and they could be the new B team.
It could be the new B team. Yes, B team.
B team. B team.
Go. Oh, I'm actually all for that. We're doing great, Arrowstream.
I am very high on Braun Breaker. Like the promo we cut 2 weeks ago. He's like everything was on accident, but this one will be on purpose. I was like, oh, we're tied together.
Did you hear what he said about Jay Uso?
Yeah, he's like, your family's never beaten my family, so I'm not worried about it.
It's like, oh, it's a bad move.
I was like, I don't know if that's accurate, but it sounds good.
I was like, at this point, like the Usos and everything like that, they're like the Wayne brothers. There's just so many of them.
Yeah, there was that.
Wayne brother, there's more? God, I miss Chappelle's show so badly. Dad, I told you, Nick Cannon is hilarious.
We're black actors, Wayne. We're black actors.
Rikishi needs condoms. It's not just Rikishi. They all do. All of like Roman, Solo.
Hey, it's a small island, all right? You gotta make sure the population stays intact.
I think Roman has like 5 kids. Solo. No. Roman, I think.
Yes,
I think Roman has 5.
Roman has 5. Jacob Fatu has 7.
What?
Yeah.
7?
Yes.
No wonder he's so angry on
Are they
TV.
the Von Trapp family?
What's up?
Like, I asked if he'd like the Von Trapp family because he has 7 children. You know, from The
Dude,
Sound of Music.
do they have like a Samoan bank account? They all just share, like Roman Reigns just literally shares money because Jacob Fatu had a long run on the Indies, so he wasn't making WWE money.
Zilla Fatu's coming real quick too.
Yeah. So I'm about it, dude. I'm about it.
Well, Charles wants to let you know that the Waynes are a family of black entertainers, just to inform you.
Oh, I know who the Wayans are. I've seen White Chicks.
It's only 2 of them.
I've seen Scary Movie.
That's the same
There's
2.
what? There's 4. There's 4 of them.
There's more.
There's Damon, Marlon,
yes, Sean.
Shaw. I don't know the rest.
Keenan.
Damon, Marlon, Sean, Keenan. There's got to be another one. I know I'm missing one of the Waynes at least. Major Pain.
Oh, Major Pain.
Major
Oh my God.
Major Pains is a great fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Major Pain is an absolute classic of a movie. Just because the woman who played Hillary is in there. She is gorgeous in that movie.
How many Wayans brothers are there?
I do want to find out.
Keenan Ivory, Sean, Marlon, Damon, Kim.
Yes, Kim. Yes, Charles got the Kim in there.
Dave Wayans Jr.,
Yep.
Damon Dante Wayans,
Yep.
and Shantae Wayans.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot. The Bloodline family kind of, trumps them at this point with the number.
10 siblings.
Yeah.
Living Color, Don't Be a Menace, to South Central,
While drinking gin and
juice in the hood.
While drinking gin and juice in the hood.
White Chicks, My Wife and Kids, and Little Man.
Wait, what? Listen to this. So the Quan says, fun fact, Marlon Wayans was casted in Batman Returns as Robin before he was signed. Because he was already signed till this WB pays him still for not being Robin.
No, to this day.
Oh, to this day, yeah.
To this day, WB still pays him for not being Robin.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, wait. Marlon's a black name? We can't have you be Robin.
Oh, man. That's freaking awesome. That is absolutely freaking awesome. All right. Are we ready to go?
Yeah.
Threats saying Wayans versus Bloodline Civil War.
It could work.
You know that family's athletic as fuck, at least some of them.
What, the Wayans? Yeah.
Yeah. They were fucking ripped. All right. I'm going to start rolling.
Let's get the show on the road.
And starting in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Midnight Music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Wings podcast, we are done going all in, and now we're going to bash with a little bit of no mercy. AEW had their fun, and now it's time for WWE to set the stage in a completely different European country. Bash in Berlin is this weekend, and then we go back stateside for a little bit of NXT No Mercy, and you better believe in Joe Hendry. So sit back, relax, focus. Episode 387 of Kings of the Rings podcast, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now.
Midnight Music.
Seriously, there are a lot of Waynes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There are.
Yeah,
that is a stone cold fact.
yeah. There's probably way too many of them, and I don't think all of them act actually, which is kind of a shame actually. Anywho, folks, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 387. Thank you all of you for joining us tonight. We are here live on no longer Twitter. I was going to say Twitter, Facebook. Freaking Twitch and YouTube, maybe Instagram in the not so distant future. Thank you for all joining us. If you like what you're listening to or what you are seeing at this moment, including this dark chocolate face right here, please like, share, subscribe, leave us 5-star reviews, all of that fun stuff. Links to all of our merchandise and social media are in the description below. With me, as always, a man who thinks ketchup is spicy. Will Tarashak, how are you?
What? Who thinks ketchup is spicy? Nobody on this planet thinks ketchup is spicy.
You'll be
There
surprised.
are people that are that white.
Yes.
I don't even like ketchup. There's some people put ketchup on mac and cheese, and those people deserve to be put in prison.
Put hot sauce on
All
mac
right,
and cheese. Come on.
that's just a fact. They're crazy. Some people put ketchup on their steak, which isn't the end of the world. I can get past.
It's not a good
but
look, though.
Mac and cheese, no bueno, no bueno. K Murphy,
No, it's gross.
it is gross.
How was your birthday, Kay?
My birthday was so great. I went to see Avril Lavigne and Simple Plan in Connecticut the day after my birthday. Drove past WWE headquarters, which is pretty cool.
How big is that new headquarters? I'm dying to know.
So I drove past, I think, both of them,
Okay.
and it looks big.
That's good.
It looks really big. I've never seen it in person before because, like, I don't go to Connecticut. Like,
I mean, I don't blame you.
what's in Connecticut, respectfully.
WWE.
But we had
Rich
Yes.
white people.
That's also true.
Yeah,
Bunch of rich white
I'm
people.
just
great
white.
and great pizza.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
No,
I
New
live in
Haven. New Haven
Queens.
has.
I don't
New-
need to
New
go to
Haven has some of the
Connecticut for
best
pizza.
No, New Haven. I'm not gonna shit on New Haven pizza. It's about the same quality, if not just a little bit better than New York pizza.
That's a
You know,
challenge.
A
Yeah, it
lot
is
of
a challenge.
states say.
I'm just saying,
that they
go
have
there. It's
comparable
fact.
pizza.
The pizza's incredible.
Let's do KOTR live podcast to New Haven, Connecticut. try
This is a
pizza.
pizza challenge.
It's like it's the thin crust, and it's just it's excellent. Seriously, it's excellent. The rest of Connecticut sucks, though. I fucking hate Connecticut.
Yeah.
It's a drive-through 95 traffic state. Go fuck yourself state.
You know, the
Oh, it's
traffic
like
was so
Delaware.
horrible.
It was that bad?
Traffic can be pretty vicious in
It
Delaware.
took 3 hours to get there from Queens.
Yeah, that's Connecticut.
Yeah. Sounds about
It
right.
took 3 hours to get there, but we had lawn seats, so we got to sit on the grass, and it was
It-
really cool.
I mean, it's also Queens though. Queens is a lot of traffic getting out of traffic. Queens, did you take the
Getting out of-
Thong's neck, or
I guess I wasn't the one driving.
Did you go to the Bronx?
Yes.
Throgs Neck, probably. From Queens. Did you end up going into Brooklyn at any point during your trip?
No.
You took the Throgs Neck. Okay. Now that we've got that settled, let's get in.
I'm the passenger princess of my group of friends.
Oh,
Like,
you're that person. You just have no sense of direction, do you?
I don't drive. So, like,
You still have a sense of direction.
I have a sense of direction in the sense where, like Liv will say, like, oh, are you north or south? And I'm like, I don't fucking know where north or south is. I can tell you where I am based on landmark
Okay, you're a
or,
landmark.
like, muscle memory. Yeah, I'm like a landmark or, like, muscle memory. But if you tell me to go north, it's game over.
yeah, okay, I do drive, and I still have no sense of direction. I just go, give me the address. Google Maps will get me there, the
Like, if
fastest
I,
way
like-
possible.
If I go somewhere, like, a few times, like, I pick up pretty quick where I need to go. Like, I'm not totally helpless. But, like, I just don't drive. So, like, it's so bad. Like, I don't know the name of bridges and shit.
You'll get there. It's at some point you'll get there. Anyway, let's get on to this week. We've got a lot of interesting things to talk about from AEW and WWE, but unfortunately, we do have to start with this. Sid Udy,
Yes.
and Boris is here too, but yes, Sid Udy, some of you guys might know him as Psycho Sid, Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, unfortunately passed away at the ripe young age due to a
So sad.
due to a long time battle with cancer. One of the most imposing figures of the 90s wrestling scene, multi-time world champion in WWE and WCW, and probably one of the crispest power bombs you've ever seen. I remember starting watching wrestling, and Psycho Sid was like the big bad, and like when you look at him, he's a huge dude. Like, he is your prototype. This is what a big man in wrestling should look like.
Mhm.
Athletic, jacked to the gills, lean, and can throw down. Can't cut a promo worth a damn, but freaking everything else he was really freaking good at. And unfortunately, we did lose Sid very, very young in comparison to stuff due to a long time battle with cancer. Everybody who talked about him said, even though he also was a former horseman in WCW as well. Everybody who talked,
I didn't know that.
he was, yeah. WWE mentioned it in their video package.
Yeah, I saw that. That's where I learned. That's where I learned it. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, so he although he was a terror, he was one of the nicest people. Everybody said backstage. A great guy from everybody who mentioned him or talked about him. Psycho Sid or Sid Vicious had a really, really bad injury from, I learned this today. He had a really, really bad injury, like a leg injury, and then he came back years later on the Indies. And you know who the first person was that he power bombed? There's video footage of this too. It's gonna blow your mind.
Wait, what year? What year?
I don't know the year. I just saw the video, but I don't know what year it was.
Fuck. He powerbombed someone coming back from the Indies. I got to take a guess. For some reason, I'm going to say Dean Ambrose on the Indies.
No, it's actually a young Sami Zayn on the Indies.
Dude.
Good for him.
All right, I was in the right era.
04, Fred says. It was 04. So yeah, young Sami Zayn on the Indies. He powerbombed the absolute crap out of. We had Arrowstream in the chat here saying Sid was such a nice human being. I met him a month ago at Wrestling Universe for a meet and greet and had stories. That's actually pretty awesome. So yeah, my memories of Psycho Sid is him being like just this bad mofo. I totally forgot he went up against Hogan at WrestleMania 8. And he main evented with Taker at 13. That's the first Mania I remember. And Taker ended up beating him for the world title at WrestleMania 13. But yeah, no, Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, master and ruler of the world. Anybody else have anything to say about Psycho Sid?
His 96-97 run. Rick, is my video frozen?
You are frozen a little bit, actually.
All right, I'm not frozen on the Skype call, so maybe I just disconnect my video and connect it back.
Yeah.
But I liked his promos, to be honest. He just screams at you. Sometimes they didn't make sense.
Not at all.
Bruce brought it back to, I am the master and the ruler of the world. He was always like dripping and sweaty and just wet. And I was like, this is the guy I want to go out and get drunk with. He'll protect me.
That's a good point.
And he's the kind of guy, he'd be like, somehow when he says he's a better driver drunk than he is sober, I believe him.
Kind of have to, right?
Like, and his entrance, great music, and the fucking Sid that was on fire, the sparklers that came down and lit up the ring.
Yes.
Was
yes.
one of the coolest things of the 90s. Him and Shawn Michaels had a great feud going into Survivor Series 96, Rumble 97. And then eventually Sid had to take the title for WrestleMania 13. So you guy loves softball.
That's true. Absolutely. It would be posthumously, yes. Yeah, no, I get it. It is a very, very tough word. So, be it as it may, yeah, no, we lost Sid. Unfortunately, very, 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 very young. So, rest in peace, Psycho Sid, the master and ruler of the world. Speaking of master and ruler
I think
of the world,
buffering. I don't think we lost it, but it's buffering.
No, it's buffering.
I'm okay.
You're good. You're back in.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm watching it on my Twitch, and I just see the logo page, so I'm just like, oh.
Twitch, no, we're back.
Yeah, we're back. It was a little bit of a technical difficulty, but we are back and in full effect. Anywho, so AEW All In was this past weekend, and I'll say, it's a good job. It's a good job. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the worst thing in the world. Like, it's not the exploding barbed wire death match or anything, but like, but it was good. I was impressed. It's still ironic that John Moxley's on this cover of this thing, and he wasn't even on the show whatsoever. Neither was Jay White. But hey,
Isn't Jay White injured, or am I mistaken?
He might have been. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't keep up with the AEW roster. It changes all the freaking time. Some highlights from AEW All In. Obviously, Tony Storm, Timeless No More, lost to Mariah May. You had some interesting things occur. Ricochet debuted.
Cool.
Yeah, Ricochet debuted.
We knew that was happening.
You had the in-ring shock return of Nigel McGuinness.
Really?
That's fucking crazy.
To a unbelievable pop. Yeah.
It's crazy.
They knew his song automatically. In-ring return of Nigel McGuinness.
What was his injury that put him out?
It was something, he said it in the documentary. It's like the same injury that Bryan Danielson lied about to get in WWE. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. He looked great, though. He looked absolutely fantastic. Hook beat Jericho. Yay. Um, Darby Allin lost the coffin match, and then
Wow.
the Young Bucks were going to set him on fire, and then Sting came back because he can't stay
What?
retired. Yeah, Sting came back.
Cameo, baby.
Yeah, Sting
Oh
cameo.
God, Grandpa.
Sting came back. Taz put somebody in a Taz mission, which is actually pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, so no, because in the FTW Championship match, it was FTW rules, which means there are no rules, because that's how Taz did it. And so it was like
Sure.
pretty much Hook versus Jericho, Big Bill, and Brian Keefe. And after a while, Taz is on commentary. He's like, "There's only so much I can take." And so, as Hook got Jericho into a Taz mission, and one of Jericho's goons, Brian Keefe, was about to jump in, Taz got up and put him in the Taz mission. So you had dueling Taz missions, and that's how Hook won the title. It was a cool spot.
Good for Hook.
Yeah. MJF and Will Ospreay had a great freaking match. Probably the match of the night, to be completely honest with you.
I'm like so upset that I didn't get to see. I went to a Broadway show on Sunday afternoon,
Mhm.
and I forgot. I don't know. I didn't process when I bought the tickets that I bought a matinee ticket. I wanted to be home
Not
time for
knowing
the
it's at
pay-per-view.
1:00.
No. I knew it was at Wembley, but
Yeah.
I like didn't think about it at the time. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna get matinee tickets to see Hadestown, have a grand old time, come home, watch this pay-per-view, make dinner. It's gonna be great. And then I realized the pay-per-view started an hour before the show.
Damn. Yeah.
So
I
I
thought
didn't
this one the
watch
pay
it.
was on Saturday, but no, I guess it was on
It's
Sunday.
on Sunday. No, it's definitely on Sunday. I do have a couple of critiques. It's not anything about really the in-ring, because I think the in-ring was really good at AEW. For some reason, All In, even though it's their biggest show of the year, didn't feel big at all to me. Like, there was missing. Maybe it's because of from like, number one, the pacing, the match placement was what it was, and someone's going to suffer. Like, unfortunately, Mariah May and Toni Storm was the second match on the card.
What?
Yeah,
Second?
that was second.
That's crazy.
That was second.
That's a choice.
I was like, whew. I was like, okay. Yeah, they went up after the London ladder match.
Why didn't the casino open the show?
Because I'll talk about that in a second. So is
Okay.
that, but I think for what our AEW correspondent Slack said last week, they said Wembley has a really strong, like a really strict cutoff time for when the events need to end. So like literally, like after a match was over, I felt like they didn't give that chance for the match to all of a sudden they are doing like a promo for the next match.
Yeah.
Like as people were
Well,
walking
yeah,
back.
it's like 12 matches.
Don't overbook your card.
Yeah, that too. My other thing was like, and so also when the show started, so like they did the entrances for the first match, was the London ladder match on the pre-show. Then then the pre-show cut off, and then it was on the pay-per-view. So when you start the pay-per-view, there's no like massive video package. There's nothing like that. It's just boom, there's a match. We have a match going on right now.
Oh, that's yeah.
So like if you don't watch the pre-show, you just
That's
go into
awkward.
kind of chaos.
Oh,
You know, you
that sucks, actually.
you know, and
was there pyro?
no, it went straight to match. Like we are live. Here's a match. You know, that's what it was.
I wonder how this show translated live. Like, I don't think we have Jermaine in the chat today, but I would love to know how this show translated live.
I would like to
Based
too.
on what
I had
you were
a friend. I
saying.
had a friend who was there. I'll let you know next week.
We have a friend of a show who was also there as well, and I'm not talking about Jermaine. She went over there as well. So yeah, so it went straight into a match, and I thought that was kind of weird because you had no like pockets in, no like welcome to All In Wembley, no like not singing of like the UK national anthem. Like there was never that said this is a big event
Oh God, thank God I didn't sing the UK national anthem.
or whatever. But there was nothing that said like, hey, this is a big event. Like Tony Khan came out, but he came
Yeah.
out during the pre-show with Martha Hart, but he came out during the pre-show. You know, so and my other critique about it was, and maybe it was because of since they started like the sun was still out in London and everything, like you could still see pockets of where fans, like they had a big crowd, but when you go for like the wide shot and the big shot, you can see, especially during the day, the pockets where like there were seats that weren't filled. You know,
Did they like block off or not sold out?
it was not sold out from what I saw. There was a lot blocked off because the stage was bigger as well. Like it was a raised stage
Interesting.
and things like that. And my other critique is like the stage and stuff, they had some kind of production things, but the thing that kind of bothered me was that it didn't seem like it was a clean, especially because you were rushed with the matches. they didn't have time to like sign up, do like a visual stage reset. So for instance, Okada was part of a match and he did his Rainmaker thing and the freaking and his bills came down and the bills stayed there for the rest of the show.
Oh God.
You know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, no, WWE cleans that
so
shit up before the next
messy.
guy comes out.
you know, MJF had a massive entrance where he had like the American flag instead of a giant American flag come down from the canopy. And instead of a stars, he had his face in the flag,
pretty cool.
which is
That's
such
pretty
a
cool.
dick move. But then,
That's pretty cool.
but then he also had these giant streamers that shot up in the air, and they were hanging from the rafters. And so, for the rest of the time, those streamers were in every massive shot.
That's so clunky.
You know,
like
that was kind of
do
my thing. I was
better.
like, we can clean this up a little bit. Like, make it seem like you're an actual competition. But the one thing that really kind of took me was the casino gauntlet. It's not the casino battle royal, it's the casino gauntlet. The winner of this match gets a guaranteed AEW World Championship match at any time, any place. Sound familiar? Because yes, it's like Money in the Bank. This is where they get something a little bit different. It's a casino gauntlet, so they had 21 people do this gauntlet. No one knew who they were. Okay. The timed intro, so you started with 2 people. At random intervals of time, someone else comes in. The only way to win this match is by pinfall. So it's the first person to get a pin wins the match. So theoretically, not everybody has to come out for the match to be over.
Huh.
That's crazy.
But it had some great spots. Orange Cassidy started the match and he did a Mr. Bean entrance, like the show Mr. Bean, the classic British show Mr. Bean.
Oh, that's funny.
And
That's awesome.
And then coming out after him was Okada. The third person was Nigel McGuinness. You had Mark Briscoe come out. You had Ricochet debut, Hangman Adam Page. Pretty much everybody, the Undisputed Era, except for Bobby Fish and Adam Cole. So you have Roddy Strong, Kyle O'Reilly. It's a good use of people that you don't really ever see.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, you're on the roster.
Yeah, Zack Sabre Jr., fresh off winning the G1, was in the match, which is crazy.
Oh.
He actually looked really good in the match.
Yeah, he's boring.
He's a good wrestler though.
Yeah, he is boring, but he's a good wrestler. But he won the G1. He's the first ever. No, he's not the first. He's the 4th non-Japanese wrestler ever to win the G1. So that is a pretty big deal. And so he's guaranteed an IWGP Heavyweight Championship shot at any point in time that he wants. Usually at Wrestle Kingdom, but he's actually pushing it to do it earlier. So it was a wild match. You never knew who was going to come out. Claudio did win the IWGP Grand Prix in Mexico and then flew to England right after to do All In and do the opening match, which is absolutely wild. But
so did they tell you how many people are in the match?
21.
Like
21.
So it's 21 people, but there could be a pinfall before the 10th person comes out and the match is over.
Correct, yes. It's a Royal Rumble mixed with a Money in the Bank. I don't think you do it at All In. I think this is a double or nothing kind of thing, which I kind of like as like the marquee thing for that event. Because it's totally unpredictable. Yeah, it's totally unpredictable. You never know who's coming out. Like, no one expected Nigel McGuinness to come out at all.
Yeah.
And he looked great. He looked really, really good. So you had a lot of classic British wrestling. Like, you had Nigel McGuinness go up against Zack Sabre Jr., who are like 2 legends of British wrestling going at each other, and they've never like locked before. So you had Okada versus Nigel McGuinness. You know, so it was a wild time. I really liked it. I think that's something they should really kind of push for and move towards. Ironically enough, Christian won the whole goddamn thing.
What? What the fuck do you mean Christian won?
Yes, Christian. Cause
Christian was in it?
yes.
Christian Cage?
Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was after he was in the London ladder match. Okay, which they lost to Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta. So Blackpool Combat Club won the trios titles. So Christian came back out and looked like he had no chance of winning. And then Luchasaurus was the last person, and Luchasaurus did all of Christian's bidding and chokeslammed whomever, and won the match and just put Christian on top of the guy who chokeslammed, and that's how Christian won.
Okay, Ellsworth.
pretty much. But otherwise, All In was a pretty interesting card. Like I said,
I'm still trying to figure out this gimmick. Like, do I like it or not?
you
I
have
need
to
see
watch it.
happen.
You have to watch it.
Yeah. So it's like every 3 minutes, every 5 minutes, someone comes out.
Random intervals. They never told you the actual intervals.
Did
That's
they give you a 10 count, or is this
They gave you a countdown from 10.
Okay.
So it had a rumble feel.
Wrestling match.
It had a rumble feel. Like the winner has a Money in the Bank kind of stipulation. And you know,
that is it is a cool concept, especially in 2024 wrestling. It's so hard to think of a gimmick or a concept that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's working against them. But yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah, I think you can find it online. Obviously, find the stream and just watch that match. I loved it. I was like, this is kind of fucking cool.
How do you deal with like 15 people in the ring at once, though?
So that's the only thing. So there's a lot of one-on-one downtime. So it's a lot of like, oh, I get knocked out of the ring, so I can watch these two people go off against each other, man. It's like run-ins.
I think a caveat could be if like over the top rope you're eliminated, but pinfall and the match is over.
That can be a good stipulation, yeah.
Especially with 21 people. Like, imagine if 21 people had to play dead on ringside in the ring. Like, it's just too
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's like the 12 people in a ladder match. It's just too many bodies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, because the Rumble is and the Rumble is designed so you fill it up, so Braun Strowman comes out and eliminates half the crowd, so it makes them look good.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas if and it's pinfall at the end, where it's like, well, you could have pinfall in the middle. I think that's like actually a very interesting concept. You could have someone jump the gun, be like, I'm number 18, fuck down, coming out of 15. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Curse Axel being beaten up. I'm getting in here. So it leaves some room for heel work, surprises. So yeah, I think it's a start to a very interesting concept.
Absolutely.
So touche AEW. I wonder who came up with that idea.
I don't know, but like I said, I really, really enjoyed it. I was like, I'll watch this all the time. It was really cool to see. It was absolutely really, really cool to see Young Bucks won again. So yay, there's that happened as well. So
I heard they dressed as Sergeant Pepper's, and it was so ugly.
Yeah, it wasn't their best look, to be completely honest with you. Completely, it wasn't great at all. But no, otherwise, absolutely great show. Oh yeah, Jamie Hayter came back during the pre-show, which is something I should have done in the main show, but whatever.
I did see that. Cool, good for her.
I knew she came back, but I didn't realize it was on the pre-show.
So they had Saraya. They did a totally WWE thing that WWE would have done on the main show and not the pre-show. Saraya.
Yeah, I saw her mom came back.
Saraya came out with her entire family, with the entire Knight family. And she was essentially bitching and moaning about how she wasn't on the card this year, throwing a fit. This card is not gonna continue until I get what I want. And then Jamie Hayter came out to a massive pop, which I was like, why wasn't this on the main fucking show? And Jamie Hayter doing her best Becky Lynch cosplay because her hair is like fire orange. So, and it was a cool moment. I was like, why wasn't this on the main show? This could have been a great breather in between your matches.
Yeah. Well, time.
Yeah, I'm assuming time. Yes. So,
how was the Sasha match? Or Mercedes, excuse me, Mercedes.
It was good. It was good. She did a typical bougie Mercedes. She won, by the way. She came out with 3 corgis.
Excellent.
She came out with 3 corgis. And
I missed the corgis on the paper,
and like a golden carriage that she wrote. To
Boris would have lost his mind.
He would have.
Yeah.
I tell him every time we watch a pay-per-view that he's too cute to go, and now I can't tell him that.
Yeah, no, it was.
He would have had zoomies all over the apartment.
He would have.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah, no, it was good. Her and Britt Baker did really well. I felt, I think this is press for time. They didn't give him too much time, but it was a good match. It was a good match. Cool. Yeah, no, it was good. It was solid. So like
that picture of Bryan Danielson bleeding out of his face.
Oh yeah, with the wedding.
It's so cute.
So hard.
There was a really interesting moment. So he brought both of his children there, and Brie was there as well. So Bryan,
I forgot he had 2 kids.
Yeah, we all forget the second child. Not gonna lie, because you all remember Birdie.
I'm glad it's not just me.
I forgot he had a second child too. So as part of Bryan's video package, it's pretty much a message to his children. He's like, no matter what happens, I'm always gonna choose you. You mean more to me than wrestling, blah blah blah. That's literally like the video package. So in the match, he's bleeding. He's pretty much getting his ass kicked. Like halfway through the match, like Swerve hits like 7 house calls in a row. I was like, wow, they're really doing the old Yeller finish. Just like killing. So then Brian starts to like hulk up, but he stops looking at Swerve. He turns to his children, blooded up. He's like, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you, as he keeps on getting hit. Like,
Interesting.
Oh.
yeah. Like, and he keeps on getting, like, he keeps on no sign more. It was an awesome, like, visual. Like, they told a great story. Absolutely great story in the match. I still wanted him to lose. Yeah, Swerve trash talking 7-year-old, and Mariah May slapped her mom on live TV on pay-per-view.
Mariah May, like, slapped her own mother?
Yeah, her mother was in the crowd because Mariah May was supposed to be the heel. She slapped the shit out of her mom, though. Like, it felt personal. It felt extremely personal, but like I said, the matches that were supposed to be good were really good, and they had good moments. This is a really solid pay-per-view. And so now we move on to next year, where All In is not going to be in London. It's going stateside in Texas and at Globe Life Field in Dallas, and that's going to be in July. On top of that, Forbidden Door is going to Wembley next year. And oh yeah, by the way, they announced that Grand Slam is finally a pay-per-view, except it's in Australia.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes, AEW Grand Slam Australia is going to be the day after Valentine's Day, aka Single People Awareness Day. February
Day before my 30th birthday, baby.
February
Wow.
15th, 2025 at Suncorp Stadium in Australia. Just announced over the weekend. So with that being said, that makes AEW going from 1 stadium show the last couple of years to 4 next year. You have AEW and NJPW Wrestle Dynasty in the Tokyo Dome the day after Wrestle Kingdom. Okay, you have Grand Slam in Australia, you have Forbidden Door in Wembley, and you have All in Texas. 4 stadium shows next year for AEW. What do we think about that? Will Tarashak?
Oh, that's excellent. That is great news for AEW. That is a great sign for their business. It is a great sign for the actual wrestling business, not just AEW's business. And it's a clear answer to WWE going to Europe, selling out stadiums all over the world. It's like, okay, we can do that too. At least going there, and it's a very good sign for them. You know, it's going to be a big bargaining chip for their TV deal. Like, listen, man.
Which I believe they have a deal already on the table.
Yeah, it probably just needs to be finalized.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like, we are a legitimate, real player. I feel like AEW over the past 6 months has gotten over the hump in the bad press of Tony Khan's a fucking idiot and look at no one at the arenas. Like, I don't see memes of empty arenas anymore. I think AEW has kind of gotten out of their slump and they're back kind of in full swing of things. Still a few things to tighten up, like as Ricky mentioned with like the production end.
Yeah.
But the fact of doing 4 arena shows, stadium shows next year is a great sign for their business. It's a great sign for the industry. And I'm happy for them as a company. That's good news all around for everybody.
Yeah. Kayfabe, what are your thoughts?
I selfishly am bummed that Grand Slam will not be in Queens next year. However, I think it's, like Will said, it's good news for everybody. It's really important to see professional wrestling like tour the world, not just America. And the fact that not just WWE is going international, but AEW is going international multiple times next year, that's fucking huge. And that's like really exciting. Good for them.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting because even though we don't really see the memes about it and it's still kind of a running trope, they still, I think on Collision in particular, they still don't always do well with tickets for those shows. I'm not sure about Dynamite ticket sales. But be it as it may, even WWE doesn't sell out all of their stadium shows. The only guaranteed sellout of a stadium, I think, year in and year out in all of pro wrestling is WrestleMania.
Yeah,
You know,
SummerSlam in Cleveland definitely did not sell out.
they did better than SummerSlam in Nashville. I will tell you that, but it wasn't a full stadium sellout. You know, compared to like other major shows. So there's that. I'm not sure about Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble does really well. usually. Even though they've done baseball fields
It,
for
it
Royal Rumble.
looked where is it in 2020? Was it Arizona?
Arizona, yes.
Yeah, that
It looked
looked
huge in Arizona.
yeah, it looked
Mhm.
very good in Arizona.
Yeah. Not Arizona, it
Um,
was Houston in 2020, sorry.
Was it
It
Houston?
was Houston, yes.
Okay, whatever fucking it was Houston. You're right.
It was Houston.
Yeah, like some stadiums look better than others. For some reason, WWE does pretty good in baseball stadiums.
They do, especially
They
dome
make it look
stadiums.
good.
Like
Yeah,
when they did the Rumble in Houston, like they made sure to close the roof.
yeah.
You know.
But like when they do like half a football stadium, like they did in Nashville, it looks a little funky.
It did, but then they save it because they never show you the other side.
Right, but
You know there's something missing.
but you know,
Yeah.
right? You know, like there's half a stadium here that's just missing.
Yeah.
That's just like production crew. Whereas a baseball stadium, it's like okay, they did the best they could with the dimensions.
Yeah.
like, like that works.
Yeah.
Like you know, if like they did it in Fenway, right? They would just make the green monster like the jumbotron,
Honestly, I would love to see that.
right? It'd be fucking cool, right?
It's like the biggest LED board ever for an entrance.
Right? Be really expensive, but they could do it.
I would travel to Boston for the first time to see that.
Yeah, there's a door. Although the Fenway Park though is
I know
very uncomfortable.
I've heard.
It's very uncomfortable because the seats are made for people that were alive in 1908,
Yeah.
and people were very small in
Yes.
1908.
Yeah, it didn't have preservatives in 1908. So yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah. So AEW is trying to do big things next year. It's gonna be interesting to see how they go. I know for like let's say like Australia for example, because Wembley, Australia doesn't get anything really big. Like their WrestleMania last year was Elimination Chamber, or this year was Elimination Chamber. Now we're gonna get a second major
Mhm.
pro wrestling show. Yeah, that's gonna do really well. You
Well,
know?
I wonder what their audience is like. Do you think Australian fans are AEW marks?
I honestly don't know.
Do you think they even have access to the television?
So I found this out. Apparently, ESPN in Australia is going to start showing Collision.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's a start. So they might be getting more exposed to it as this comes up in 6 months from now.
Yeah, like
So-
they could do another like Australia's big with tennis, right? Australian Open is like a
Well,
thing.
the Australian Open is one of the 4 major tennis, but I don't think they're big with
Right.
tennis.
So they guess probably use like another tennis stadium.
I don't know what the Suncorp Stadium is. I want to say it's rugby.
Let me look it up.
Yeah,
It's just literally right there. I'm a fucking idiot. I just googled it.
yeah, I don't know what Suncorp Stadium is. It's probably like rugby. Maybe cricket, but I doubt it's cricket. Potentially Australian rules football.
52.5 seating capacity.
Oh.
It's a good size.
It's a good size for them.
That's big.
That's a good size for them. But
It's known as the Cauldron.
who
Ooh,
plays
wow.
there though? Like who plays there?
Brisbane Broncos. What team is that?
What is the Brisbane Broncos?
I have no idea. Rugby.
Okay, it's a rugby stadium. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's good for them. So
Yeah, it's a big square. It's a big rectangle.
yeah, okay, so that's
Mhm.
fine. So to do 52.5 as a seating capacity, you're gonna lose, depending on the stadium structure, you're gonna lose about a quarter of that.
Oh god, it opened in 1914. A lot of small seats in that around.
Ooh.
that around too.
Unless it got
Oh.
remodeled. Unless it got remodeled. So I can see them doing
So
this.
should we call the phone number? It's listed.
Do you want? No, I don't want to. I'm gonna say we're gonna do a
Why
solid
would you
like.
fall?
I'm gonna say they're gonna do, if they do it well, they're gonna do a solid like 40. I think they're gonna do like it's gonna be like a 40,000 seat.
All right, so the record attendance was 59,185 in 2023. You want to guess who sold it out?
Taylor Swift.
Mick Jagger.
Not a bad
Rolling
guess.
Stones.
Who? Not a bad guess. Who's like the male Taylor Swift?
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
It-
okay, little less famous. Ed
Rest-
Sheeran.
Really?
I'm
Okay.
not surprised by that.
So do you think AEW could break the record attendance of 59,185?
No,
No.
No, I don't think so either.
I think there
what was the working attendance of All In?
was never actually announced, which is
Ah,
interesting.
smart.
So they definitely stood last.
Not smart, but smart. If it wasn't good, smart.
It wasn't actually announced, so I don't know, but I think for this show they'll do a solid 40. I can see them doing the 40,000 for this.
That's a good number.
Yeah, it's a good number for them.
40,000 is a good number. If they anything over 38 in Texas is a good number.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do in Texas. And Kay, do you want to go to Texas for All In? It's mid July.
When
It's in Dallas.
Dallas.
Right?
July of next year?
Yes.
Probably not.
Okay.
I have a wedding to save money for. Otherwise, I would.
Let us know. I'm honestly just going down for the
Yeah.
food because the food's fucking dope in Dallas, and I got friends.
If
Pretty
I
dope in
happen to
Austin
cut-
too. Let me
If
tell
I
you.
happen to come into a windfall of cash between now and July, I will totally come to Texas.
How possible? I mean, we're not sold on it yet, but I'm considering it. It's a thought. It's a thought in my mind.
It sounds fun.
Texas is a great time. Great food. A lot of very great artsy area. And the food that I mentioned, the food's freaking amazing.
Food is one reason why I want to go to Texas. Food and music is kind of
And
like
very easy
it
to
for me.
travel. Actually, the city of Texas isn't that big at all. But yeah, there's that.
Same to Quan.
The brisket is really dope. Anywho,
The brisket is incredible.
yeah, let's move on to the reason for the season this weekend. WWE is holding one of their, I think, their first ever PLE in Germany bash in Berlin.
It is.
It is, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they had a TV taping
They did Raw there in the 90s.
in '97. It
Yeah.
was the debut of the European title, Bulldog versus Owen.
Gorgeous.
It was in like March or April '97.
That explains why.
Maybe May.
That explains why Natty did the video package promoting like how
Yeah, it's like it was that's
big
why.
thing. So yeah, no,
Because Bulldog.
it's good. So yeah, it's actually a pretty freaking decent card, all things considered, especially the top of the card yet again. So let's kick this off a little bit of prediction. First one, obviously, Adrenaline in and so something. Cody Rhodes putting his title up the line against a semi-reluctant Kevin Owens. How he's like, I don't want to do this, and then he kind of got like reverse psychology into having this match. All things considered, I still think Cody gets this. Like, I think this is just somebody that is being fed to Cody to make sure that his stock stays high. And kind of, to be honest with you, this is kind of what Kevin Owens' role has been in the last couple of years. How many times was he fed to Roman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had a
that's
lot of
true.
title shots. We knew he wasn't going to win.
Yeah. I mean, he made them entertaining. Like, didn't Roman run him over with a golf cart?
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Remember the last man standing match where Paul couldn't unlock the handcuffs?
Yeah. We were all like, I think Roman lost.
No, because Roman was literally like on his feet, like crouched like this. Because he was cuffed. He was squatting.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole was like, "Well, his feet are on the ground. He's up."
Trying to save it. But yeah, no, I just think it's interesting. It's there. Cody's billed as this is billed as the top match because it's Cody and it's a WWE championship and he's Cody Rhodes. They even, they're selling a Cody Rhodes like nightmare logo with the German flag colors on it as well in their superstore for this weekend. This isn't as big as a story as the other World Championship match we're going to get to in a moment. So I just think this is cut and dry. This is Cody.
I don't think anyone thinks Cody's gonna lose, respectfully.
Nah, I don't think so either.
No, this match is just Cody needs to be on the card. We have nothing for him. What can he do?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we got to have the German people sing "Whoa."
Yeah. I mean, listen,
That's what it is.
I think an issue WWE is having overall at these European shows is they're just glorified house shows for the most, like with a few stories intertwined here and there.
Mhm.
Like France, right? Cody, AJ, there was a story there, but it wasn't. It was just like a quick thing, one and done. There's a one-off.
Hell of a match, though.
Hell of a match.
Not everything has to be long-term storytelling. We love long-term storytelling, but not every match needs that.
Absolutely, but it's just this is a very much a house show main event.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be fun. It's all gonna kind of really be on how well, because Cody's gonna do his thing, but Kevin Owens has to be kind of a big character here. Is he gonna be the bad guys? Is it gonna be like a friendly, or is he actually gonna turn into like Prize Spider Kevin again? And actually try to go for it. So we'll definitely see what happens here. But I think this is a clean sweep for Cody Rhodes. Now, to what should be the main event. I don't know if it actually is going to be, but it should be. Gunther being an amazing heel going up against Randy Orton, the guy that Gunther kind of actually didn't beat at King of the Ring, as they've kind of established that his shoulder was up, even though it was blatantly obvious that his shoulder was up. This is the pay-per-view, right? This is the PLE right here. Gunther's heel work is phenomenal. He is such a
Mhm.
massive European snob now. It is amazing.
Yeah,
to
he's like
see
kind of turning into the aristocrat Triple H.
what Triple H was supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, like Hunter, the original Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah. Just kind of like more refined. And Randy's like, yeah, I used to be a dick like you, but now I'm not anymore. And
Gunther's just like, yeah, your family was poor too. Randy was just like, dude, you grew up in Austria. What are you talking about poor? Eastern Europe is a definition of poor.
yeah, I know he started ramping up going against Randy's dad and his lineage and all of Randy's mistakes and things like that. And the other storyline here is that Randy could be going for number, what is it, 15?
15.
15.
Tied with John, right?
No, he'd be one behind John.
No, that would be
One
16.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Randy cut a great promo being like he was the youngest person to ever have his name etched on the world title, and he wants his name etched on the world title again. It was a surprisingly really good babyface promo by Randy Orton.
Yeah, he
It was
tried.
really good.
He tried.
It's better than
I believed.
I believed it. Yeah,
I believed it. Yeah, I believed it.
I believe it. So this is interesting. Like, this is a good match. It's had a good matchup at King of the Ring. With that being said, it's Gunther in Germany.
Can I just say,
Mhm.
after those German fans we saw at WrestleMania,
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah,
I'm so scared. I'm scared, dude.
I'm terrified. I am
Blitzkrieg is coming.
This is gonna be the most serious pay-per-view I've ever seen in my whole life.
I'm so terrified of what this entrance is gonna look like, but I'm so excited to see what this entrance is gonna look like. I even though it's Randy and Randy does wild shit for his age, I don't think you beat Gunther in Germany.
No,
Absolutely not.
Negative chance.
Yeah. I don't see it happening at all whatsoever. Like, good luck to you. Like, Randy's gonna put on a great match, but I think this is gonna be a hard hitting match too.
Yeah, he's gonna he's not like work that hard selling. Let's put it that way.
yeah, it's really gonna hurt Randy. So yeah, no, I think Gunther on a clean sweep. So
Yeah.
to the most interesting match of, I don't know where this is gonna go, but I have an idea. The strap match. Drew, player hater of the year, behind Kendrick Lamar, versus
Yeah.
versus CM Punk in the feud that goes on and on and on and on. So just to reiterate, the strap match stipulation, as WWE puts it, is also similar to what WWE used to call a four corners match. And we're pretty much putting them together. So they're tied to a strap. And you have to hit all four corners of the ring post in succession in order for you to win the match. So it's a four corners and a strap match put together, and we're calling it a strap match. Extremely gimmicky. I wonder if they're going to have the lights that they used to do for four corners matches, where like
They might, or it'd be a graphic,
or something like that, just to kind of visually
I can't
cue.
remember. The last one they did was Drew and who was it? They had I saw a meme of it the other day, but I don't remember what it was. That might have been the last one. It was Drew and someone else.
And Drew lost that one too.
Yeah. Punk did it versus Mark in one. I don't dislike strap matches. I just hate the four corners.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's anticlimactic. It's like anticlimactic, and the selling is just like it's hard to sell it properly. It's gonna be like, and be like, it's just like it's like, and what constitutes like a clean break?
Yeah.
And it always ends the same way. Like they tap and they don't know that someone's behind them. They kick them in the nuts and they tap the fourth one and it's over, right? So, whereas I think this blood feud, it's just like the gimmick should be you can't run away from me. We are tied together.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. I'm gonna whip the fuck out of you with a leather strap.
Which is exactly what happened on Monday.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough for this match. You don't why have the four corners? It makes no sense for the overall story. It makes no sense for the gimmick. It kind of makes no sense for the match either.
Something weird's going to happen. Someone's going to be conniving and find a way out of this. And I think the conniving person is going to be CM Punk. CM Punk's so conniving. He went live on Instagram while he was under the
Oh,
ring on
can I-
Monday.
I need to speak about
I
that
did
for
see
a
that.
second.
I was like,
Speak on
that's
it, Kay,
incredible.
please. I need to hear your perspective as a CM Punk mark.
Okay, so I was like watching Raw Live last night, and then Drew speaking, and then I got a push notification on my Instagram to invite me to the CM Punk Live, and I'm like, why the fuck? And like, I don't get notifications for lives ever, really.
Okay.
But I got a push notification to my phone about a CM Punk Live, and I'm like, okay, this is clearly for me. So I go in the live and I see CM Punk's in the fucking dark. So I like text. I have another wrestling group chat, so I text them and I'm like, I just got sent to the CM Punk live on Instagram. He's in the dark. I think he's under the ring. Sure enough, he was Instagram living from under the ring.
I love Punk. Punk's just finding a way to keep himself interesting. And I love it.
Also, unrelated, like quick sidebar.
Yeah.
This CM Punk graphic, what is his hair? His hair's not that dark anymore. He's very gray.
Listen, computers. Computers, what are you gonna do?
He's like a shade
AI,
below
man.
2000.
What can we say?
Yeah, right.
No, that hair color was like a shade below 2007 CM Punk.
Listen, it happens sometimes. I will say this. I think this is all leading to something, even though I forgot this PLE existed, but October's Bad Blood.
Bad blood.
And like Will said,
I heard
the gimmick.
they want them in the cell.
That's what I would think too, because the strap, someone's going to find their way out of a strap. Like Will said, the strap match supposed to be, you can't get away from me. Somehow, someone's going to get away and screw up the strap match. And eventually, Adam Pearce is like, all right, you guys can't stop running away from each other. I'm going to lock you in a cell.
Yeah.
That's what it has to lead to. It has to lead to Drew and Punk, Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell. And that's why I think Punk's going to win, because Drew beat him at SummerSlam.
I agree.
I agree. But also, do you think there's going to be 2 cell matches on Bad Blood? Because I could also see Liv and Rhea in a Hell in a Cell.
That would be fun.
Which I think would also work. But also, it's just like, it is Bad Blood, but do you want 2 Hell in a Cell matches from the Raw brand? And
No.
do you want one from SmackDown? But where could you put one on SmackDown? There's no blood feuds in SmackDown other than like Roman and Solo. But I don't see that happening yet because that's going to be War Games, allegedly.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have two cage matches with Bloodline back to back.
I think that of the 2 feuds that would be like a blood feud that would be deserving of a Hell in a Cell, the one that I think is more deserving is Punk and Drew, just to longevity. This has been going on since post Rumble.
Since pre-Rumble.
Well, yeah, that too. You know.
Pretty much just the day CM Punk signed.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, pretty much.
Drew McIntyre's been like, fuck Punk since day one.
Yeah, like almost worse than Seth. So yeah, I think if you're gonna do one, which I think the smart move is to do one, and since like Bad Blood has always been a B tier pay per view, you have this main event Hell in a Cell, Drew and Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Agreed.
You know, you can.
Yeah, I'm going Punk with this one too because this kind of match is it fits his character style to win, and Drew just gets mad, be like, "Oh, you piece of shit."
Yeah.
So it all.
They're gonna ramp it up all of September because I do not believe there is a September PLE to my knowledge, and then Bad Blood's early October, like the first Saturday in October is Bad Blood.
I can't reach my mouse. Let me find it.
So I think
you're right.
Yeah,
though.
I think there's
I'm
like
double
this
checking.
because they doubled up in August, and so I think there's nothing in September. I want to say so because I think because you have Bad Blood, and then there's Crown Jewel, and then Survivor Series, and that's it.
All right, we got No Mercy September.
No Mercy's
yeah,
the
no
first.
September. Yeah, well, yeah, technically it's NXT September 1st.
Yeah.
And then Bad Blood's October 5th. Halloween Havoc is the 27th. Crown Jewel's in November. Oh, they got 2 in November. So November 2nd is Crown Jewel. November 30th is Survivor Series War Games.
I mean, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. So yeah, I put Punk and Drew here. Especially if you're building Survivor Series up to be something bigger. I put Punk and Drew, main event, Hell in a Cell, Bad Blood. Punk has to win this, though. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen with that. Moving on to who likes tag team matches and who likes mixed tag team matches. You have pretty much the Team Rocket of Liv Morgan and Tom Mysterio.
Team
the way of putting
Rocket.
It's literally what they are at this point. Versus the self-proclaimed Terror Twins and Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. This has shenanigans written all over it. I don't even know who wins. I just know it's going to be wildly entertaining in some way, shape, or form. Dom Mysterio, even though I know he's a heel, he's becoming one of my favorite people to listen to on an interview. Especially what he did to Logan Paul several weeks ago.
Oh my god, it was so funny.
Did you hear about this, Will?
No, I did see in an interview they debated having him hanging above with Eddie and Ray instead of a contract, like a briefcase for the custody.
No, so he was on Impulsive, obviously, and they were just shooting.
Custody of a child will be determined in a match.
Yeah. So he was on Impulsive, and he was just talking about, I think WWE had recently done a tour of Japan, and he's like, "Oh man, Japan's awesome. I loved it being there." And he's like, and he goes, Logan, you should go to Japan. You can still go, right?
You see the color drain out of Logan Paul's face.
Yeah. He was like, how come you weren't on our tour? And Logan was like, I had other plans. He's like, I can still go to Japan. He's like, Dom goes, I just wanted to know. I didn't know if you were like shadow banned or something.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was shadow banned, but he's definitely not shadow banned.
I thought he's banned from Japan for life.
Maybe it was a temp thing, but according to him, he was allowed to go. I don't know. It was a really uncomfortable yet absolutely hysterical moment. And Dom didn't let it go either.
That's
It was
funny.
really good.
It's funny because Dom was like a fan of Logan Paul's.
Probably
channel
growing
back
up.
You watched him on Vine.
Oh my god.
Or something like that. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with this, but something tells me that Dom and Liv are going to sneak their way into a win here.
No, I disagree. Rhea is gonna pin Liv
I agree.
Ooh.
because
Actually,
you need a reason to set up their one-on-one match,
Okay.
especially since Liv already pinned her,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
I think this is it's a babyface card, right? Cody's gonna win. Gunther's gonna win, even though he's supposed to be a heel.
Oh, he's a face in Germany.
Right? Punk's
Mhm.
gonna win, and I think Rhea and Priest are gonna win because you need to continue that story. Like, if Dom and Liv sneak one out, how do you justify Rhea getting another one-on-one match? And if that, because it's not the story's not gonna end there,
No.
Mhm.
right? So I'm sure Judgment Day gets involved. Finn comes out, so you could have shenanigans there, but you could have Finn come out and then they run off Priest.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know.
All I know for sure is JD McDonough is going to take a really wild bump for no reason.
Yep.
For some reason,
Yeah.
they
Him
hate
getting
that.
riptided was pretty awesome.
For some reason, they hate JD McDonough. You know how many bad things happened to JD McDonough since like Survivor Series? Remember, he took
lot.
like the super RKO when Randy came back.
Yeah.
Like JD McDonough is the new Bollywood Boys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Snort.
Yeah.
JD McDonough just takes the biggest bums for no reason. I'm like, why are we doing this to you?
Maybe he likes it. He said, maybe I'll take it. Someone's got to do it. I'll do it.
Man, he is taking Spike Dudley bumps. You are totally right to Quan. Absolutely totally right. So yeah, this is a toss-up. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with this. And also, I don't know when Rhea and Liv actually fight. Is it Survivor Series or is it the Rumble? I can see Rhea and Liv at Rumble. Real
You
easily.
think they stretch it out that long?
I don't know.
I think that's too long.
Who does Liv defend for the rest of Q4?
I mean, who is she? Who is
We're
she?
still in Q3, Ricky.
Who is she defended outside of Rhea?
Nobody. That's why she's in Judgment Day, because she has no one to work with.
Who's available?
She beat Zelina,
Zelina's injured. No, Zelina just came back.
and she beat Becky. That was it.
And Becky's not. Becky hasn't resigned yet.
Yeah.
Asuka's out, right?
Asuka's out.
Asuka's injured. They're doing tag team stuff.
Dakota Kai's
Like the-
injured.
I feel like you would we'll have to pull someone out of the tag teams.
Yeah,
Like
the women's division has been focusing on tag teams.
On Raw, at least, and then Naya's pretty much the healthiest woman in as a champion.
Yeah, and Naya's just doing shenanigans with Tiffy, and well, she's going against Michin.
Yes,
which
I like that
Michin
story.
looks great.
She looks fantastic.
She looks great.
Yeah,
They're doing a pretty decent job of building her up. They gave her a good video package. She looks great. Gave her a good promo. And Pretty Deadly is, I think, is hilarious.
That fact
I finally like them. They're so funny.
Because they did a musical for Rhea. Not for Rhea, for
Naya.
Yeah.
It took me 2 years to like them.
I love Pretty Deadly. They're so ridiculous.
They're good with Tiffany Stratton.
They are. They're a good group of just like idiots to Naya's like seriousness.
Naya's a good straight man.
Yeah.
It plays well. Just at least until Charlotte comes back.
Exactly, which I think is imminent.
Yeah, because she's like, "Oh, bitch,
Oh God.
Yeah.
Started.
Wait, what show? Charlotte's on SmackDown?
Oh yeah, she's going to SmackDown. You better believe it. We don't know when Charlotte's back. I'm assuming. I bet you Charlotte returns on the first SmackDown on USA Network.
Yeah.
September
13th.
13th.
Which
there's no rush for Charlotte.
Okay.
Not right now, no.
Yeah.
Did you see what Naomi? I know we're going to go a complete sidebar here. Naomi, Jade, and Bianca did the three stages of Simone Biles.
Simone Biles, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. And Jade looked really good in that tag match.
Yeah.
I know last week we had a big sidebar about Jade being bad, but she looked really good last week.
Yeah, no, and Bianca Belair showing up on literally Belair of a TV show on Peacock, which is going to be awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
cool.
It is really cool. Watch Belair, folks. It's great. That's not a shameless plug. That's actually just a plug. But moving on to, speaking of Bianca and Jade, essentially the final matchup we have so far on the card, I wouldn't be surprised if Michin and Nia somehow slip into this card as well. But the final match officially that we have thus far at the time of this recording is Isla Dawn, Alba Fire putting their tag team titles on the line in a rematch against Bianca and Jade. Again, this can go anywhere depending on where they want to push the story. Do you want to keep Alba and Isla kind of holding on to these tag titles and doing whatever the hell they want? Or do you have Bianca and Jade get these titles again and do kind of a story reset with them? And honestly, I don't know, but I think if we're going to push Bianca and Jade in some sort of story of them working together, I think the story should be, can they work together even though for some reason they keep fucking losing when it matters, which is something that Bianca's not used to. And so I think with that, you keep the titles on Alba and Isla.
Oh God, I don't know.
It's a tough one to call.
I totally don't care about women's tag team wrestling in general. I usually fast forward, but if it's Jade, I'll watch because I like Jade. I think they need the belts, which is a weird thing to say because no one ever needs women's tag team title belts. But I think they do need the belts because I think you need to do a little more massaging of Jade and getting her a little more ready for a singles push. Because she looked great last week doing those big spots coming from that hot tag. And I think they're actually doing what Slack said they should do last week, where on the house shows, they have her kind of do the more learn to wrestle kind of thing. And on TV, to do the big spots until she's ready. So I think a tag team title was a good spot for them both to be in. And it gives them a reason to break up later on.
Yeah.
You gave the tag titles to the other two because there was their hometown, nice moment, and because Drew wasn't winning, or was that what they were in
Scotland? Yeah, that was Clash at the Castle.
Drew wasn't winning. Clash of the Castle, right? Because
Punk screwed Drew.
Was going to win, so we'll give you a consolation.
One of the greatest
prize,
screw jobs ever.
Right. So I think it's a reset. Give it back to Bianca and Jade, unless this is where they do the breakup, which I think doesn't really.
I think
make
it's
sense.
premature to break them up now.
Exactly.
I agree.
So I think you got to give them a reason to break up later, and the tag belts is a reason to do that.
You can break them up by Rumble. I think the Rumble season is the perfect time for the breakup.
Yeah, and then they do a Mania storyline, and then Jade's off to the races.
Something like that. Kayfabe, what you got?
I feel the same way. I feel that Bianca and Jade will take the titles back in Berlin because I don't want to see them splinter based off of a storyline that they keep fucking losing. I feel like that doesn't make Bianca or Jade look that great, especially if you're trying to build Jade up. Having them break up because they keep losing kind of makes Jade look like a shitty wrestler. So let them win. And I don't know. I can see them splintering more so kind of competitive like girl shit. Like, yeah, like like women are very competitive. Like, even though they're probably having a fab time, like working with each other and learning from each other, they're still competing against each other. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that will break them up. So, like, put it back on them. Let that kind of slowly, kind of like one of those like spider cracks on your phone where you
Ooh.
crack it and then it slowly will crack. Give it one of that. That way they break up at Rumble, have them fight, and then go at Mania.
Kind of like what they're hinting at with Xavier and Kofi.
Yeah.
Like slowly just like crack and crack and crack. And the fact that Bianca Belair is going to be on Belair should have signaled to me that they're probably going to win the titles back.
Yeah.
but we'll see what happens with that. But so far, that's pretty much literally that's all of Bash in Berlin. We could end the show right now. That is all of Bash in Berlin.
I think they was at 4 matches for 4 or 5.
We technically are at, let me double check. It's 5.
I love 5 matches.
Yeah.
Like I
so
said, I wouldn't be
much.
surprised if Naya and Michin get slipped into there, but I don't think it'll happen, but it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, I think 5's good for this.
I think 5's good, but I think you could slip them in there.
Yeah. It depends on how much time they want to give some of these other matches. Like, I think Gunther and Randy are going to get a hell of a lot of time.
Mhm.
Yeah. LA Knight just defended, so he's got nothing. The IC title is in a current
doing
They're in the transitional
tournament.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the tag titles, who gives a shit?
Yeah, they're
really?
kind of in limbo, right? Both of them are, actually. Oh,
Yeah. Who's smacked? Oh, yeah, the Bloodline.
yeah.
Bloodline's not on this card at all.
Nothing at all. Which is fine.
Surprising.
Surprising, but fine.
But what would
Yeah,
they do?
what are you going to do? You're still doing the Roman
Yeah.
stuff.
Highlight other stories. The Bloodline can afford to miss a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, that or for some reason one of the Usos is banned from Germany for some weird reason.
Oh, that too.
It could also be a possibility as well. It's a big possibility. But with that being said,
Jacob's like, I got a warrant there. Can't go.
They're like,
Can't go.
It's also a very strong possibility. Jacob Fatu had some wild times way back when. But be it as it may, with the 5 matches that we have on this card, how well do we think this will be in crowns? 1 being the worst, 10 being the greatest thing of all time. Kayfabe, you'll go first.
I'll give it like an 8. I think it'll be good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Terrashock.
7.5. Yeah. Yeah, it's predictable, predictably fun with a few like, ooh, what could happen here? I think that's good.
I'm gonna give it an.
And the crowd, the crowd response is probably going to push it to an 8.5 next week. So stay tuned.
I have a
find
feeling
out.
this crowd is going to be all of this is solely going to be waiting on Gunther.
Yeah.
They're going to be scary.
Yeah.
I think this is all going to be on Gunther for this. I'm going to give it an 8, which is the same thing my final score is for All In. And All In probably would have been higher if their production was a little bit better. They cleaned up some shit. But I'm going to go with a solid 8 here. So it'll be interesting if a 5 WWE match card can score the same as a 12 match AEW match pay-per-view. It's very interesting to see if WWE does more with essentially less matches. Speaking of more, NXT is putting on No Mercy for the second time as one of their new annual pay-per-views. This is not going to be in Europe. It's going to be in Denver, Colorado. Actually, which is when Raw is also going to emanate from the Denver area as well. So God, heaven help the people who are coming from Germany just to Denver to do Raw. Like, that's gonna suck.
That's exhausting.
Good thing it's on a Saturday, but still, that's gonna suck travel-wise. A lot of like half of the roster's already in Germany anyways. But NXT No Mercy is putting on one of their PLEs, which is going to be an interesting card, especially because for the first time ever, a TNA contracted superstar is going for the NXT championship. All Ego Ethan Page is defending the title against, I believe, in Joe Hendry. The big question is, would WWE actually do this? And technically, even though Joe Hendry's contract with WWE is absolutely out of control bonkers, he can essentially, from what I've heard, he can come and go as he pleases. Like Indies,
Wow.
TNA, NXT. Like, yeah. He has something totally unique from anybody else who's ever been contracted with WWE. The big question is, would they actually do it? It's like Joe Hendry is hot right now.
Well, dude, like let me put it this way: at Fanatics Fest last week or 2 weeks ago, at this point, they had the entrance thing
for Joe Hendry.
Right, you get to come out with your own entrance. I saw Joe Hendry entrances from fans multiple times.
People went
I didn't see one Ethan Page, not one, zero. If you ask fans, hey, do you know who Ethan Page is? They go, who the fuck? What? Do you know who Joe Hendry is? Yeah, the guy goes, yeah, I know him. So yeah, it is 100% possible he wins this title. 100%. Will he? I don't know. Probably not. I'm gonna go with Ethan Page because he's more WWE's prototype.
Yeah.
With what you would want.
It's a great heel.
And they showed him on TV.
He's a great heel.
Him and Roxanne.
Ethan Page is like fantastic. His heel work is being absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Ethan Page. And what's if he's a good heel, there's no better way to get over a heel than dominating a top babyface.
Yeah. That's true. It'd be so interesting if WWE pulled this trigger. Because remember, they had this tease before when you had Jordan Grace go for the NXT title.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you had the Dana Brooke fake out.
Yeah.
You know. So do they do that same thing twice? It'd be interesting because I think Ethan Page is so good of a heel that him freaking out that he lost to Joe Hendry could also be a great story to tell as well. Like my thing is you have No Mercy and then you have Halloween Havoc going in October. Would it hurt anybody for Joe Hendry to run around with the NXT title for like a month and a half?
Not at all.
No, not at all.
You know, I think this could be a thing that can happen. And sometimes you got to strike when the iron's hot. Like Ethan Page is still going to be a good heel with or without the title. I think it makes him even a better heel if he loses the title because it'll make him go crazier. So I'm going to go a little wild. I think you do a shock here. I think Joe Hendry wins the NXT Championship.
Okay.
I
wouldn't be mad.
I also think Joe Hendry is winning the NXT Championship.
Yeah.
I feel like this is great timing for it. Like, I feel that if they're trying to really show that their partnership or whatever they're doing with TNA right now is strong, they're not going to let all the TNA champs or TNA talent going for championships lose. Eventually, they're going to have to put someone over. I think Joe Hendry's the perfect one to put over. He's so, like, hot right now, and I think it should be him.
Yeah, I mean, NXT has done more for TNA than AEW did for TNA when they had a partnership.
I forgot they had a partnership.
I know.
That's how little AEW did for them.
Because you know what AEW did? Is AEW took all their titles. Kenny Omega had like 3 world titles at one point at the same time. One of them was
he did do that, didn't he?
Yeah. And so I think like Kay said, to further this kind of partnership, all you have to do is have a TNA person win an NXT title once, and you've totally shocked all of pro wrestling. That WWE allowed us technically a non-contracted person to win one of their titles. You send shockwaves. It shakes everything up. And
I feel like it being sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
I was saying like it being like a not originally in WWE like talent. Like say like the Hardy Boys are in TNA right now. Like having the Hardy Boys win the NXT tag team championships would not mean as much as Joe Hendry winning the NXT championship because he's new, definitely. He's up and coming, he's on the rise. Mm-hmm. Like
he's hot. Yeah. Hot. He's like Hansel. He's so hot right now. Zoolander reference. But also, when you think about it as well, NXT's going to public TV in less than 2 months. They're going to the CW.
Yeah.
SmackDown's coming to USA in 2 weeks. You know, there's a lot of transition. September 13th is SmackDown's first, Friday the 13th is SmackDown's first show on USA for the first time in a very, very long time. So there's a lot of transition happening. So Like, even though that's going to make a lot of news, there's going to be a lot of TV changes, but they're a big news for NXT. You're going to live TV. CM Punk's going to be on the first episode, and now you have Joe Hendry as your NXT champion going into that first show. It'd be a pretty wild scene. Absolutely wild scene. By the way, also to note, apparently they have announced, this is kind of a sidebar, Michael Cole and Corey Graves are moving to SmackDown when the transition happens.
Yes, I saw.
Which means Joe Tessitore is going to be on Raw with somebody else.
And then
Interesting.
And then I think when football ends, it's going to switch.
Pat's going to come back
When
in
Pat comes
January.
back.
Yeah.
And the Tessitore guy will go to SmackDown.
Yeah, so there are announcer transitions as well. So I don't know who Joe Tessitore's color commentator is going to be.
Probably Wade.
Yes, it is Wade.
It's Wade? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wade's not bad at color.
I like Wade. He's fun.
Yeah, I do like Wade. Him and Corey are really good together. I mean, it's with the commentary booth. It all depends on the chemistry of the commentators.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, and
It really does. Like Michael Cole is good with pretty much anybody at this point because he's such a pro.
Yeah.
But like if Vinny and Wade don't have chemistry, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah. And it was cool to see Corey back in his heel role again.
Yeah. I see true love in the ring, Cole. What are you talking about?
He was trying to do Jay Uso's entrance and he had no rhythm. And then he figured it out and he was like, oh, what was that? So yeah, but yeah, I think this is the weekend I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah.
Someone has to.
I'm actually going to watch an NXT event for this.
Oh wow.
So probably late, but
It's also
I will be
because it's
watching.
Labor Day weekend, so most of us aren't working on Monday as well.
Yeah.
Well, I never work Monday.
Well, there you go. We're all watching. Let's do a giant watch party, guys. I'll do it on Discord. Moving
On
on.
Monday?
No, for No Mercy. It's on Sunday.
Well, I have plans on Sunday, and I don't know if I'll be home in time.
Oh.
Is September 1st is on
Yes, because
Sunday?
August. Yeah, because
Yes, it
August
is.
31st is
No,
Saturday.
You're right.
Yep, that is true. All right, so moving on. NXT Women's Championship, Roxanne Perez versus Jada Parker. Jada Parker won a gauntlet match. You call her Miss Parker for respect. She's up and coming. She is great. She's mighty thick. I'll tell you right now. But for some reason, somehow Roxanne beats Jada Parker because I don't think Jada Parker's ready yet, and they're just feeding somebody to Roxanne until Gulia comes around or Stephanie Becker. Gulia just finished her runs in Shimmer, so she should be coming back to America very, very soon. And I think Stephanie Becker has some visa problems, so she's delayed a little bit. But Roxanne's holding this until either Gulia or Stephanie Becker comes and beats her.
Roxanne still a heel?
Yes, she's still a heel.
Hell yeah, look at her. Cute as a button. She's not losing shit.
Yeah, she's retaining.
Yeah, we're going, Roxanne, full sweep here. But an interesting match that just got announced from last week's NXT. The Don Tony D is going to try to go up against Oba Femi. And
Goodbye.
I really feel so bad for Tony D'Angelo.
Dude, his picture looks like he doesn't want to be in this match. Look at him. He's like, I got a what?
Although he did lift up Oba Femi and hit him with a massive spine buster. And I was very impressed. I was like, whoa, okay.
He's got that Southern Italian strength. That Sicilian strength.
Listen, as long as Oba Femi has this belt, I'll never bet against this man. I've seen what he's done to people half Tony D'Angelo's size.
Same.
Dude, if I ever meet Tony D'Angelo, I'll go to him and be like, hey, I heard you think ketchup's spicy. As an Italian, what do you think? That marinara sauce got too much spice.
Imagine think marinara sauce is spicy.
But yeah, I've seen Oba Femi carry two men the same size as him on his shoulders like it was nothing. I saw him throw Wes Lee in a helicopter like spin halfway across the ring at Heatwave. Okay. Oba Femi's a scary man. Especially because he's
huge.
Very scary.
And he's not in wrestling shape yet. That's the scariest part about him.
He looks like a spy, a Marvel villain. Look at him.
He looks like M'Baku's like older brother, but no one talks about.
Yep.
We don't talk about Oba. He's that good.
For some reason, he's not allowed in Japan either, and they're not allowed to disclose it.
So yeah, Obafemi was an absolute clean sweep. And the last match so far on this card, a rematch of the NXT tag titles, Chase U, everybody's favorite fake college, not PragerU, versus Axiom and Seth Rollins Jr., Nate Frazier, because Nate Frazier got trained by Seth Rollins. He also literally stole all of Seth's moveset.
God, you know how they have like the college football titles? They need a Chase U title.
Oh my God, yes. I would buy that so quickly.
Yeah, people would buy that, dude. People would.
Well, you know
buy
they
it.
did. So in storyline in Chase U several months ago, Andre Chase like was caught in a gambling scandal and he lost all the money of Chase U, and so in order to get Chase U up and running again, they sold NXT an NXT calendar with all the NXT women on it, and they literally sold it. They literally sold it on the shop and sold out in a day. And then in storyline they got all their money back, and the universe
They got all the money back.
was saved.
Wow. Happy ending.
Oh, that's good family fun. That's good family fun.
So, but yeah, no, I mean, they just came up with Chase U jerseys, like basketball jerseys.
Cute.
You know, either way, Frazier, Axiom, Andre Chase, and Rich Holland, who's actually doing something positive and not injuring people, they've had a really good series of matches together. Like their tag team matches are absolutely insane. I expect this to probably open up the show because they're just really that fun together. And I think Chase U keeps this. Just because I have a thing for Chase U, and I think they're freaking awesome. And they're like very gimmicky of the gimmicky things in NXT, but they're really fun. Like they have their own student section.
Didn't they win the belts from this team, Axiom?
They won them a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, they
won them a couple weeks ago.
Won.
Axiom and Frazier had a rematch with them, non-title, and they beat them last week. And so it's essentially the rubber. So I think Chase U retains.
Agreed.
Sure.
Honestly, Kate, if you still frequently watched NXT, you would like Chase U.
Would I?
Oh yeah. They're just a fake. They're literally
Who are they like?
Thea Hale.
Huh?
Thea Hale. So she is literally the Thea Hale storyline. I'll tell you this right now. She was a signee for WWE. She was like pretty much like 18, 19. And got TV time on NXT, and the whole thing was like, I'm going to college and my decision is I'm going to join Chase U. So she became this young blonde. She's like 5'2", all the energy of the world. It's like having a toddler on having like 3 pixie sticks all the time. She's always she's always
so scary.
running around and yelling and just she's not even 21 yet in real life, and just always running around and just like losing her mind. Then she had her bad girl era for a while. And was dressing in all black and hung out with like JC Jane and Gigi Dolan for a bit. And then she's like, I'm not really a bad girl, you know. I need to go back with Chase U. She had her fake little love interest in college. For a couple of months with another boy at school, and now she's like the heart and soul of Chase U. She did have an emo phase. That's actually very true, Fred. She did exactly have an emo phase. She'd come to the ring in all black and be very just like condescending to everybody.
Love that.
So I think you would like Thea Hale. My favorite is Andre Chase because he's just totally ridiculous. So Kay, you know who Andre Chase is, right?
No.
Do you remember? Do you remember Harlem Bravado?
Yeah.
That's Andre Chase. That's him.
Oh, okay.
And I hated him on the Indies. I love him as Andre Chase.
He was very despicable on the Indies.
He's such a dick.
He's such a dick on the Indies. It was awesome.
He's such a dick. But I think Andre Chase and Chase U are absolutely freaking awesome. He has a great character here, and he always wears Jordans, which I found out. He always wears sneakers.
Cute.
Yes. Anyway, that's all we have for NXT No Mercy. NXT, like I said, another match that might be on NXT, but they did not say as of right now, because we have 4 so far for NXT. The other NXT match that might happen is Wesley versus Zachary Wentz, because a couple weeks ago, Wesley turned on the Rascals.
Oh, wow.
Wesley turned on the Rascals. He was like, you guys love me. You love me alone. Screw you guys.
Drama.
Yeah, he was very dramatic. Wentz versus Zach is booked, so That's going to be interesting. So yes, Wesley versus Zach Wentz, the former Rascals, and go up against each other at NXT No Mercy as well. They had a face-off tonight because NXT is going on right now. So we'll do that one real quick. Wesley versus Zach Wentz, the two former MSK tag team partners. Obviously, Zach Wentz got released due to some drama involving his former fiance, which Kimberly, I believe her name was, which he ended up, I think, admitting to kind of fibbing some of it and costing him a lot of shit. But now he is back and he turned they came back, they joined MSK and Rascals together, but Ben Wesley turned on Zach Wentz. So that is the final match on this card. So real quick, who do we got? Wesley or Zach Wentz?
Oh man, Wesley. I just like the name Wesley.
That's literally why I am also picking Wesley.
Another Weasley.
I always feel like
God.
I always guess the NXT predictions. I have no stakes in these matches almost ever.
Yeah, I don't watch NXT anymore.
So I just guess on what sounds good.
Guessing is good. And we're going to talk about something really interesting on the post show too, that potentially might be happening with NXT. Dude does have heat in the NXT crowd. All right, I'll go with Wesley as well because I don't think Zach Wentz is staying around no matter what. So yeah, we're gonna go with Wesley with that. So with that being said, with five official matches on the NXT card, so it's 10 altogether. Again, combined, not as many matches as AEW All In. So between NXT and Bash and Berlin. But how well do we think the NXT No Mercy card is going to be? Real quick, Will Tarashuk.
Yeah, 7. I always give NXT a nice college 7.
Say a nice college 7.
Nice college 7.
As someone that didn't graduate college, what does that mean?
It's like the old college try.
But what's the college 7? Like 7 what?
It means it's like
I don't know. I think I just made it up.
Make it up, yeah.
Oh. I'm like, wow, I feel really uneducated right now. Like, I'm not stupid by any means, but I'm like, damn.
Let me see if I just completely stole that with my Google machine.
Yeah, you just put in put like Urban Dictionary at college 7.
College 7. No, regular 7-year medical program. That's definitely what I'm talking about.
For me, I'm gonna give it let me see. There's not a lot of stakes on this card, but there's a lot of good matches. Although Zach Wentz and Wesley is the heart and soul of his whole No Mercy thing. Which I think both shows are going to be an 8, solid 8s. Like I don't think NXT No Mercy is going to be better than Heatwave. I'll put it at that. So I think and Heatwave was like an 8.59 for me. 8.59 was great. So yeah, I'm going to go with a solid 8 for No Mercy. You should watch Heatwave, Kay. You'd love it.
When is Heatwave? It happened already?
Heatwave already happened.
It was in July.
Yeah.
Okay.
During the Heatwave.
It was Money in the Bank weekend during a Heatwave.
Oh, well, I hate heat, but I'll check it out on the
Yeah, it's gonna be 95 tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking die.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Oh yeah, we are technically about to be into another Heatwave. God fucking damn it.
Fuck.
I was literally just
life.
When I was in fucking Connecticut, I had to wear a hoodie during almost the entire concert. It was so nice to be cold. And that ended so fast.
Oh yeah, it was fun while it lasted, right, Kay?
Thursday's gonna be 75, 76. It's gonna be a nice weekend. It's gonna be 80s this weekend.
Good thing for college football, baby.
Okay, but I want like 70 and below.
You gotta wait.
Fall weather. I'm like ready.
You gotta wait a couple more weeks for that. Couple more weeks for that. So with that being said, folks, we are completely finished with this show this week. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then next week, we gotta go back to AEW because All Out's happening.
I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can stand another Slack show.
You can't. Wait. I enjoyed the Slack show more than you did.
I mean, he was good. Yeah, it was fun. Last week was fun.
Or maybe we'll find another AEW correspondent.
Wait, are we doing AEW next week or the following week?
Next week is All Out.
Okay.
Yes. Emanating live from Chicago. Surprise, surprise.
I'll do my best to be there. Get fucking Slack on.
Yeah, we'll get another AEW correspondent because I got plenty. I'm trying to get one of our friends of a show who was at All In to return for the show.
Okay.
So then we can get some good insight about All In and then give their predictions for All Out and whatnot.
Well, if they're busy, get Slack and I'll get my Freckles plushie out of my closet.
I will tell you right now, Kay, he's still mad about Freckles.
I know, I listened to the episode.
That's like the bane of his existence.
He's a
Also-
big guy. He'll go.
When I logged into Animal Crossing for my birthday, Freckles, for the 4th year in a row, threw me my birthday party.
Wow, Freckles is a great fucking friend.
She really is.
Freckles is an absolute great fucking friend. With that being said, let's get this show on the road. Will Tarashak, if you may, sir.
No, not KPMG. Fuck you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to King's Rings Podcast, episode number 387. I am your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ Ambassador Biggs, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, some people's DMs, less people's text messages, BIGZ Ambassador Biggs. Don't roll your eyes on me, Will. Find Kings of the Rings Podcast at KOTR_podcast. Like, share, subscribe across all social media. Links to all of our stuff are in the description below. If you are listening to us, please make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the Common Wrestling Podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter and at Wrestle Addict Radio, all one word, everywhere else. Will Tarashak, you can now roll your eyes.
Dude, the biggest news we didn't talk about in all of professional sports is that backyard sports is coming back.
Oh my God, Dr. Baseball is coming back. I
Pablo
forgot.
Sanchez,
Baseball
baby.
is coming back, and I, for one, am throwing my hat in the ring, literally, because I want backyard wrestling. I want backyard wrestling so bad. I want Pablo Sanchez versus John Cena in a ladder match.
You're probably better
Right?
than AEW's video game.
Let's make it happen. Let's start a petition. Backyard sports, backyard wrestling. God, I think that would be incredible. K Murphy, other than Pablo Sanchez, who is the greatest backyard athlete of all time?
The answer is Pablo Sanchez.
I don't remember everyone.
Other than Pablo.
That's the thing. I don't remember anyone's name besides Pablo Sanchez.
Okay, you can say Pablo Sanchez then.
Pablo Sanchez.
The answer is Ernie Steele.
Well, I'm old. I haven't played backyard baseball in like 25 years.
I played it like a few months ago.
You know. I was probably in the 5th grade the last time I played backyard baseball.
You can find it online for free. It's just like a web app. You just play it. It's fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good to know.
It is coming back. So yes, anything else, Kayfabe?
No, you can find me on social media. And by social media, just Instagram and TikTok that I don't post on at K_Fabe, KAE_FABE.
Word. So when we come back next week, folks, we're probably going to have an AEW correspondent of some sort, whether Slack or someone more important than Slack, which isn't really that hard to find. But because we have to go all out and finally be done with AEW until something else happens that's going to make us say either wow or what the fuck, Tony.
Wow.
Or what the fuck, Tony. Either or. So until next week, folks, we'll see you for our all out preview show. Goodbye. Good night. And fuck you, Slack. Yeah. All right. So, I heard a little rumor, potentially, and it's kind of fresh, and it's not confirmed by anybody except dirty people or whatever, but there's a massive rumor saying that WWE had a big meeting today, and that meeting stated that the Performance Center is leaving Florida and going to Vegas in the very near future.
Interesting.
Why?
Taxes, probably.
Oh.
And there's nothing.
You think taxes are better in Vegas than Florida?
Nevada.
Is Nevada no income? No.
Yes.
Respectfully, that doesn't mean anything to me. Please explain it like I'm 5.
Income tax. So you know how in New York you get taxed on anything you make in the
On
state?
fucking everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are several states in the United States that don't do that. Florida being the most famous one, and Nevada, I think, is the other one.
Oh, Nevada has no income tax, no
Correct.
state income tax. Tennessee
Smart.
is another one.
Yeah.
So it's Tennessee,
Nevada, Florida,
Texas,
and Texas.
Nevada, Florida, and I think like Washington State or something.
Dude. Washington State has great weather all the time. It's awesome.
Yeah.
These with no income tax. Okay, so it's 9 states: Alaska, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Washington, and Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yo, it's bullshit that I pay. It's bullshit that I pay New York City tax.
So-
I pay New York taxes.
Because you work in New York City, right?
Yeah, but I can't
That's it.
vote.
You can't vote in like a city election or anything like that.
Yeah, so it's taxation without representation.
Yeah. So
I have no say in my election.
my other
elections.
thing that I think it might be moving to Nevada is, now that I think about it, taxes, one, potentially, space, because there's nothing in Nevada, and UFC's already there. Fight Island's there.
True.
And
a lot of the infrastructure's there already, but they have like 3 buildings in the performance center. They're gonna move all that shit.
That feels like a lot.
Like, why not just open a second one?
They had a UK PC. They probably still have it. Because the UK had a performance center when NXT UK was in. That's still it. They didn't. I know they didn't tear that down.
It could honestly, it could be part of the merger.
It could be part of the merger.
Like, listen, we're in a contract with Florida until 2025.
Yeah.
So after that, we can move into like the UFC, because the UFC already has the infrastructure. It's just like,
Yeah, and they're like fun. Like when they did that one show from there, it wasn't that bad, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel bad for all the performers.
like, yeah, a lot of them
Moved to
located
Florida.
and moved.
Yeah.
Florida,
Now I gotta move to Vegas, and
like bought houses and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they make enough money, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like performance center. Well, no, that's not. I think performance center people probably make like
They make like
less than 100 grand.
Yeah, they make less than 100. I'll tell you.
So yeah, okay, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
That actually really sucks.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. It's like the PC is like I always wanted to go to the PC or like Full Sail when NXT was running out of there,
That would have
just to
loved
like
go.
see it.
Me too.
Yeah, just to see it.
You know, yes, and the Bills released Gable Stevenson. Oh well.
I did see that too. I was like, oh, that's not surprising.
Well, what happens? I mean, Brock Lesnar also got released too by the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm interested to see if they do actually move this to Vegas. It would make sense if UFC's infrastructure is there, and I'm assuming they're probably paying less at the UFC arena than they are at the PC.
Yeah, it's probably money.
I think it's a money thing, yeah.
It's the reason for most things.
That's just a shitty move. That's a really shitty move for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Absolutely not.
You know, but we'll definitely see. Well, how are the Yankees doing? Because my phone has been on
They
DND.
lost.
Did they?
They lost. Yeah.
Ah, damn,
All
that's
right, yeah. I'm gonna head out. There is a puppy in need of my attention.
Boris.
Yeah.
Same, but mine's not a puppy.
Do you have a dog in the house?
No, there's no dog,
No.
not yet.
Same, but mine's a new book that I just got today.
I've been
What are
reading.
you
I've been
reading?
rereading all the Harry Potter books.
I am
Fine,
not. What I'm reading is right here.
Yes.
This is the new Marvel What If book.
Oh, cool.
So this one is, I read the first one of What If Loki Was Worthy, and that's like essentially the book was Loki killed Thor, got banished, and was living in a trailer park in Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
It's a great
Very
premise.
cool.
This one is, what if Wanda Maximoff and Peter Parker were siblings?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever had that thought.
So the Scarlet Witch is Peter Parker's sibling, and they're twins in Queens, New York.
Even better if they were step siblings, if you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Uh, on that note,
Don't you rule 34 this.
love y'all. Good night.
Bye, Kay.
Goodbye,
Bye.
friends.
Yeah, we're all out of here. See ya.
Bye.
Midnight music.